Hi YouTube and welcome back to my Let's Play World of Warcraft on Wednesdays. So this week is the Sethekk Halls in Auchindoun, the third of 4 of the 5 main instances in this area. So next week we'll do the last of the Auchindoun ones, and Shadow Labyrinth I think might be that. I think that's the name of it. And then after that we'll move on to the next 5-man or group of 5-mans, depending. I haven't looked ahead that far to see which ones will be coming up next, but definitely will continue to do these, because I don't know, I definitely still have fun running through all of these, even some of the ones I've done before. And as we get closer and closer to present-day World of Warcraft, the more familiar all of these are starting to become, especially like the old vanilla ones I hadn't played in years and years and years. And actually, you know, what's interesting with a lot of these Burning Crusade ones, I mean, I haven't done those in a while either, and I started playing WoW about a month before Burning Crusade came out, so a lot of this is fairly old content for me too. In fact, I actually probably played some of these instances before going back and playing some of the vanilla ones, to be perfectly honest with you. But be that as it may, yeah, I'm not. It's like I remember playing these at the same time I don't, which is interesting. And these guys, I think they're Arakoa, is the name of their race. I actually looked them up before I started filming this. And these are the guys that, I don't know if any of you who are watching this have ever seen The Dark Crystal, which is one of my favorite Jim Henson movies. And they have a race in there called the Skeksis. They're these big ugly vulture bird-like things with big robes and stuff, and they basically look a lot like these Arakoa things. I mean, they're almost identical to them. So I think that's kind of interesting in my opinion. Okay, so here we have the first boss, and he's trying to throw all sorts of crap at me, but took a few hits, but I got him down, no problem. Okay, and by completing that, all of a sudden I get this guy coming out, and he's an ethereal, and he's got a quest for me. I needed 3 cobalt eyes, which is fine because I have to keep going forward anyway, and there's these cobalt flying snake things, and guess I'll get eyes from them. And yeah, if you're familiar with this instance, I just forgot to let out one of my quests is to free Lekka, or Laka, I think his name is, and I didn't. But I do have to come all the way back here once I have all the cobalt eyes and turn in the quest. And there's only one cobalt serpent thing here. The rest are upstairs. So I have to kind of go upstairs and finish all those quests first anyway, and then come back in. So I might as well free Laka. I can do that later, since I have to come back anyhow. But in the meantime, let's kill more of these Skeksis. I know they're Arakoa, but I prefer calling them Skeksis because that's exactly what they look like. And like I said, Dark Crystal was one of my favorite movies. I love that movie. Have you seen that movie? If you have, leave a comment below. You know, did you like the movie or not? I mean, I thought it was, for its time, I thought it was an amazingly well done movie. I mean, it was all Muppets and stuff, for the most part. You know, being a Jim Henson production, but it was one of the first ones that he did that was 100% Muppets and not. There's no actual human. You know, there's humans inside some of the costumes, but there's no actual, like, you don't see humans running around with the Muppets. You know, whereas Labyrinth was also a Jim Henson production, but you see a lot of humans. Muppet movie, there's always humans around. So the Dark Crystal was the one that they produced that was 100% Muppets only, and I thought it was you know, absolutely breathtaking, and I thought they did a wonderful job with it. All right, so continuing on upstairs, I think we need one more cobalt eye. See, I told you I wouldn't, you know, be able to get it so that I could just run back quickly and turn it in. So. Need to get one more cobalt serpent. call them flying snakes, because that's what they look like. Alright, so I got another eye. Now we gotta kind of fight our way through this mess to get to the next boss. And since the birds fly around, I tend to aggro them, so I am kind of taking out some trash mobs, and like, okay, why can't I attack this guy? And so you can't. The one type of Arakoa, when they die, they generate a ghost that attacks you, and you can't attack it back and kill it. So I guess, you know, if you're at level, that's where one of the challenges would come into play with this particular game, is you have to be careful not to pull too many at once, because otherwise you'll have a bunch of these ghosts attacking you, and when you're at level, I'm sure they're going to do a lot more damage to you than they would me. They barely tickle me at this point. Alright, so there's more of these guys. When I get one of them, it just aggroes all of them. So I might as well take them out. Nope, and there's one of the ghosts again. Second one. Alright, well, they're gonna keep bitch slapping me one way or the other, so I might as well keep going. Okay, and now in this particular chamber, I think there's supposed to be a boss, but I don't see it. I'm thinking it's very similar to the last instance I ran, where I couldn't find the creature or the boss or whatever I was supposed to attack, and I'm guessing that that's a heroic only one. So I kind of looked a little bit around for it, but I don't see it, so I'm guessing again heroic only. And at first I thought, well, maybe I have to kill everything in this chamber in order to get it to spawn, but that didn't do any good. So I was moving forward, and I was like, well, wait a minute, there's this guy, and that's the king, Talon King. So I'm like, well, I thought there was another. Yep, there we go, Anzu, but I'm thinking Anzu is one of those, again, heroic only. And I think when you solo these, you can't select heroic to get into it. Because I think the only way to get heroic is when you're doing it through the, I want to say raid finder, but this is not a raid, so into the dungeon finder. I think the only way to do it is through dungeon finder, is if you want to do normal or heroic. And you can't do dungeon finder for the older instances like this one. It's only for the more recent ones. And so, that being said, I'm guessing I can't do heroic unless there's a trick that I'm not familiar with, and I haven't bothered to do any research on it either. So, oh well, Anzu will live to see another day today, because I'm certainly not going to waste too much time. I did spend some time reading this thing. Is there any clue in here that it's heroic? But not really. So I'm just gonna move on, because there's just no point to no point to wasting too much time. So let's take out this entourage here, and then we can take out the boss. I think he's the last boss I have to take out too. So alrighty, the halls of mourning. So, yep, here we go. And it's interesting, he begins to channel arcane energy and then he dies. Alrighty, so I got his quill. And we can kind of go back, we can go down these stairs and kind of loop back. Loop back to drop off the one quest, turn in, free Laka, and then come back around and drop off the last of the quest turn-ins. But that's pretty much the run of the instance. I'm sure a lot of you are like clicking away from the video already as we speak. It was at that point I realized, oh, I forgot to free Laka. Whoopsie. But, well, that should give you a good view of this particular instance. I like that some of these are starting to have the shortcuts back to the beginning if you finished everything properly. But now that you've got this quest turn in that's like in the middle of the instance, it's like, well, might as well run back and do that. Because that's definitely a change from previously. I don't think that they had these quest givers in the middle before. At least I don't remember them, but my memory is, as any of you who watch my videos on a regular basis, you know that my memory is fairly faulty to begin with. So, yep, there he is. He is now free, and he's gonna go to Shatrath City, so... And at first I was like, do I have to escort him, or is he okay on his own? I think he's fine, so... We'll just go back to the beginning and turn in the last 2 quests. And it's a fairly short run, so I didn't edit out this footage. Lately I've been trying to edit out a lot of that, especially if it's a longer run, but in this case it's not that long of a run, and you don't mind hearing me babble on, do you? Alright, almost back. And then we'll be about done for this week. But definitely still having fun doing all these. I'll have to see if I'll have time to do my Sims videos in time for the weekend, because I'm actually, next week I'm going to Vegas for my birthday. So I'm actually gonna have to post some of these videos up before I leave. Yep. So I need to choose something here. Okay, and they're all exactly the same value, so I'm like, okay, it doesn't matter which one I take. Here comes this choice over here, and there's one that's clearly worth more, so I'm taking that one, obviously. 10 gold, go for it. Okay, thank you so much for joining me. Have a happy Thanksgiving if you're in the US, and until next week, take care. Bye bye.